showed up, right? Everybody's here in your unmarked vehicles in the shadows of the parking lot, as far away from the gates as we can be, while we convene to talk about how we're going to sneak in this time, to unlock the gates and talk about this week's soap opera. Hi, everybody, it's me, Matt. Shh. Everybody put your cat suits on. Put on your masks. The gate code this week is stolen red wine. All right?
Is it really stolen if you stay where you stole it from and don't actually leave there? Is it still stolen?
If you didn't get permission to consume the wine, I would say yeah, then it's stolen.
Okay.
Because she didn't get permission. She wasn't supposed to be there, actually. Tisk tisk, Mr. Person who gave her the information. I don't know names yet.
I feel sorry for him, kind of.
Well,
He
you
got
know,
hoodwinked.
he did, and there was hesitation too. He knew, he kind of knew that this wasn't. But all right, I'll tell you.
For all he knew, he was letting her in the house with a bomb and that actual gift.
He doesn't know.
He didn't know. He got hoodwinked and he got attracted to those big, soulful brown eyes.
Oh, but if you just could maybe please just tell me how to get beyond the gates. Just there's so many gates on this show, and I just need to get by. If only you would tell me the password.
We just told you guys the gate code.
She says as she strikes poses. It's fun. It's fun. What can I say? It's fun. We're 3 weeks into Beyond the Gates now, and it's been 3 weeks of enjoyment. The first 2 weeks, especially that first week, out like a cannon. Sweep week level of storylines. We had guns, we had weddings, we had learning of betrayals, we had knowing the depths that some of these families would go to try to spin the narrative.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. Bigger thing in the show than I thought that it would be is dealing with the public. What does the public think about this? Because as rich, prominent people in Washington, D.C., who are involved in politics, involved in law, involved in modeling, they're prominent. They're well known. They're in the headlines. They're
that Dupree family.
That Dupree family, exactly, like the Hiltons, right? Type of deal. But the Duprees, but the Hamiltons, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
it's Anita.
It's an aspect of the drama of the show, of the storytelling that I didn't expect. I didn't expect that, and it's because in other shows I've been critical of people being prominent in the public spotlight. I'm a music star. I'm a this, that, and the other thing. I'm actually a big national celebrity, but I choose to live right here in Pine Valley.
Yeah.
It just never really worked for me. But something about how they're doing it on Beyond the Gates makes me like into it. Like I believe it. It might just be because we've been doing it from the jump.
Well, yeah, it could be, and it could be. You know that they're in Washington D.C., where appearances matter.
Very much so. Very much so. Very much.
Yes.
So much so that I forgot to say hello to everybody who was hiding in the parking lot with us. Now that we've gotten beyond the gates because George let it slip with just a little bit of red wine. Here you go, George. Chandra has snuck in with us.
Oh, goody.
Keita. Looking great in that cat suit. Del J has slipped on some silent sneakers.
Oh.
Michelle is with us, and she says she enjoys spending her Sundays with us.
Oh, good. Well, we enjoy.
I imagine she means with the chat as well, because we got a friendly chat out there. If this is your first time joining us, if this is the first time you are logging into 10th Floor Podcast's YouTube channel where we talk about soap operas, hi, Mom. I'm your son, Matt.
Hi, son. I'm your mom. Cat.
Log on in, join the chat, leave a comment, whatever it is. We want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. It's brand new soap. I want to know what you're liking, what you're not liking, what you're afraid of, and what you're looking forward to. All of these things I'm very curious in, because I've begun to see the split out there in commentary. It was inevitable. It only took us 3 weeks.
Not everybody's going to share an opinion.
Right. And the, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, was only ever going to last so long.
Sure.
Even though it is really good. Like, let me
It
not
is really
detract
good.
away from the point that this show is really enjoyable. I've seen people say, okay, so we're already getting into secular storytelling, huh? Danny arrested again.
Well, she's supposed to have been arrested more than that. Really?
I mean, I feel like Danny just constantly gets arrested, and then the Dupree family is there to make it all go away. I think this is just a normal thing for Danny.
I tell you, that's the catchphrase of the Dupree family, isn't it?
Make it go away.
Make it go away.
Make it go away. I think that Vernon has been making things go away for Danny, and Bill has been making things go away for Danny here literally her whole life, which is why she's like this. She's lived a consequence-free existence. Because Daddy or Bill have been right there.
And you know, I have a feeling that Bill, push comes to shove, he might have a few things, a few secrets in his hat about Vernon.
I think that
He's been a lawyer and been in the family for a long time. He was married to Danny for
quite a time.
Probably nearly 30 years.
Yeah, enough time. Definitely enough time to know a thing or two about a thing or two, right?
Exactly.
Or to be involved in a thing or two or a thing or two.
Yes.
Because these people aren't just like, I was recently appointed to Congress. Like they are staunch,
they're connected
deep,
family,
connected politician family. Which, folks, it's television, and you don't tell nice political stories on TV because nobody wants to watch the good guy congressman. We want to see the scandal. We want to see what it is that you did in order to get elected. How did you lie? How did you cheat? How did you steal in order to get into your position? Because that's what we think about politicians now. They all lie.
Well,
they all cheat. They all stole in order to get to where they are now. So what is it that you did, Vernon Dupree? Or was it that Martin did? What did Anita do?
What did you all do? There's a big
What happened in 1992? That Dante and Cody originally did that now the Duprees actually did, huh? How many bodies are in the Pine Barrens?
Lots and lots of. You know, I bet you, not only does Bill have a list like this of Vernon, but I think Vernon got a list like this of Bill.
It is mutually assured destruction, which is why they stay away from each other.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Tell about the cheating you did? What am I going to do? Talk about the terrorism that you employed in your youth? Why were you arrested in the movements, Vernon? What did you do? Was it honorable? Was it honorable like many of their arrests because you were just doing a sit-in? Or was it worse? I don't know. Time will tell. But I like it.
I like it too. I know that they got a basket full of hidden lies. and like we said earlier, appearances and what the masses think of them is very, very important.
This might be the most deceitful soap on television.
It might be. It might be.
Everybody.
I don't think Anita's all squeaky clean either.
I think that Anita might be the worst of the bunch.
She might be.
You know, that quiet, like terrible woman on the side, and you think it's the man. You think it's the man who's power hungry, who's willing to cheat and manipulate in order to become congressman or president. No, right. You can't be president.
No, yeah. He's here to he got a little aspiration. Maybe he wants to be president someday. Grandpa said, "You want to be what?"
No. Martin, please. Let's think about a couple of things here. Number one, it's the United States. Secondly, the secret. Listen, everybody. Martin wants to run for Congress, but we can't because of the secret. This is now the time and place to have this conversation here in this middle of this party filled with people. You can't run because of the secret, Martin. Because of the secret. It's just so soapy. It's so soapy.
It is so soapy. And you know what's interesting too? The Dupree family, like some of the other shows on television, they have a portrait of somebody in that room too.
Oh, yes.
But they haven't said who it is.
We're going to find out.
But it's Vernon's dad or something.
Heathcliff.
There is an old portrait, a big portrait of a person in that Dupree living room.
Heathcliff Dupree.
Probably.
You set this family right, Dad.
No, he can't be Heathcliff. That's too much like Huxtable, and that guy's a fool.
Nah, I don't know. I didn't even put it together. You did. What is the chat saying? What is the chat saying? Let's read it. George's security guard will ease us on in, says Chandra. Oh, gosh. Let's see. It's interesting that they have Kat as a virgin. We haven't talked about that yet. So let me move on. I'll get back to it later. But Del J found it interesting, so does Chandra. Mm-hmm. I'm loving everything, says Chandra. I will not speak poorly of the show.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Del J says that they are blown away by the fashion on the show. The wardrobe is on point, and the stories and actors are also fantastic.
Yes.
Chandra says that tailored clothes make a big difference, and I agree. Because you can have costume departments out there that's like, okay, yeah, we do have a medium. Oh, yeah, we got something in a size 6. But it's not, I mean, everybody's body is different. Everybody's shape is a little bit different than the other. So to have something that have a costumer, maybe a really quick seamstress, or costume designer, or whatever the right word is for that position now. Mm-hmm. To have somebody in there that could do a quick tighten here, maybe pull that in there. Here's a quick safety pin on the back there because we only need this for 5 minutes. We're only shooting this once. Mm-hmm. But yeah, totally. Having the tailored look, especially with the men, because you have to do that with the men because they're all in suits and tuxes, all of them. Mm-hmm. Well, almost all of them, but
almost all of them.
A vast majority of the men are because men's styles are not diverse. So you have to find ways to make it look good for everybody and make it fit on everybody. And yeah, total attention to costuming. And then because it's done so well, I'm convinced that it was a focus, like something that was important to Michelle Valjean. So. I really need to know how to say her name. If anybody can find out if it's Valjean or Valjean, please tell me. But Michelle, it seems as though it was really important for Michelle that the aesthetics, the look of the clothes, of the makeup, of the jewelry, of all of this was on point.
Well, you know how all of us have mentioned, not all of us, but a lot of us have mentioned it reminds us of a dynasty. Well, it's supposed to, I think. I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, like Daytime Dynasty. What if we did Daytime Dynasty? Like that just, it flows out of your mouth. Oh, that was revealed behind the scenes leading up to the first week. Oh, here we go. The portrait is actually the father of the head of Paramount in real life.
Huh.
Okay, so while this character is a portrait on the wall and he's Vernon's dad, the model in the portrait is actually the father of the Paramount president.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting. But that's cool, though. That also kind of shows a bit of an emotional connection from Paramount to Beyond the Gates. And as such, a heart for soaps.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That shows at the very least, because there's just so little.
How long will it be before Vernon starts talking to the portrait?
Oh, I mean, what we did in 1992, Dad, can never be forgotten. Like we'll get there. We'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
I think the flashiness will simmer as time goes on, says Jeannie. And yeah, so that's kind of what I was leading to when I got all excited about the first week, and then we got all excited about costumes and stuff. Is first week out like a cannon. Second week really informative when it came to subverting our expectations for this week. Honestly, it's like they spent last week saying, "Hey, this is who this person is," and then this week showing you the other side of their personality.
Yes.
Because we had Haley go in there being like, Bill dropped the charges, Bill dropped the charges, Bill dropped the charges in her Haley way.
Yes.
Kind of in this public way of, we decided this, and since I've said it like this, Bill, now you have to align. Because I said that we decided this, and you're not going to go, no. Because we're here in public in front of everybody.
Well, she's already learned how to, the Dupree way.
It's not like she didn't hang out with the Duprees beforehand, So,
right?
She's a little... She's in there. It was 10th Floor Podcast. If you can watch the pre-shows, it's all explained on Paramount Plus if you haven't, says Chandra. So I guess, I don't know, what was the name of it, of the thing? I guess there's a Beyond the Gates special that was on Entertainment Tonight or something, like a 4-part thing.
Yes, I did hear something about that. I did not
I hope it wasn't called Beyond the Gates Unlocked.
Right?
Anyway. So this week we saw the other side of people's personalities. We saw I mean, not everybody, but I think you get what I'm trying to say here. Kat ended the week a little more
Yeah.
sympathetic than she started than last week. Last week she was just super mean girl, villain. What sort of redeeming quality is she gonna have?
Ah, she was so mean.
She was
She
so
was
mean.
so mean. And when this is when I was like, you little snot. That's what I thought. When she made fun of her shoes, when she
Yeah.
made fun of her boots,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, you little snot.
Yeah, and then by the time we're finished with this week, when everything, she makes her admission to Tomas about being a virgin still, which is what they liked. They liked that it's included here, kind of a late in life, so to speak, virgin. It to me that shows a lot more trepidation and anxiety about life, and feeds into why she might be so mean. Is because she
Maybe.
doesn't know what the hell to do herself. She doesn't know what to do, how to move forward, what to I'm putting a lot in here because we don't know her that well yet. But
Yeah,
it's an insight into the weaknesses of Kat, what things that might be holding her back from truly engaging with what the world is. Because she's not a little teenager. She's not
No,
17.
she's not.
You know?
She's probably, I would say the character of Kat's supposed to be mid-20s.
Right, and so that's fairly late in life.
That's late.
Especially for
That's
somebody who's hot and popular and this, that, and the other thing.
exactly. So
Right?
especially if someone's so appealing and so pretty,
Right, right.
or handsome or whatever,
And
Yeah,
when we don't know why, we just don't know. We just know that she is.
yeah. And she said that, she chases suitors away with that.
So there's something that is preventing her from having connected with that element of life before this moment, and it's y'all are right, Chandra and Delja, you totally are right, because opening up this element of drama, of plot, of character exploration on daytime gives you an interesting avenue to explore what it's like to have waited because of whatever reason, and then to find out that you've waited too long.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now it's
I
harder,
think
and now it's weird.
sure.
Now it's an off put.
Now it's an off put because I think that for one thing, if you were trying to hit it and quit it, now you're not going to feel good about that.
No, not at all.
And if you and also you would be think that, okay, this would mean I must be in a relationship, because if she's willing to do that,
Right.
that means she really thinks she's in a committed
So
relationship.
yeah, I totally understand
Yeah.
how it could send potential suitors away, because it at a certain point it's less about like, ooh, look at this thing we did, ha ha ha, high five, junior in high school, into something that has more understanding behind it, more impact behind it, more emotion, more love, all of that sort of stuff behind it,
Sure.
and a lot more understanding the responsibility of
Yeah.
being connected that way. And yeah, like just it's really interesting, and I'm curious to know more about it next week, and I'm very curious to know how it informs Kat and why she is the way she is.
There must have to have been some kind of experience which has just made her decide that her V card is very, very important card for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kat has been defined lately by how she treats Eva. And that's totally it, because that's really the only lens that we had from Kat up until this point, was how she was treating Eva. And you could, it's easy for you to, and it's a great job on the show's part, because they led you down a path thinking that, oh God, she's just, and then to learn a little bit more about her and be like, oh, well, here's something that I kind of care about.
Yeah.
It
gives her a vulnerability that they didn't show us last
right,
week.
but that's the word I've been dancing around the whole time, a vulnerability. And in order to connect with the character on TV, there needs to be a vulnerability that you associate with, that you can understand, and all that thing. I think that still holding on to your V card after all this time is something that everybody on the planet can understand. Whether it's because you still are yourself, or because you can relate to what it might have been like.
Sure.
So it's an interesting new window.
Yeah.
And so I like it. I like it. So it makes me curious about Kat. I think that it strengthens the character, and just
It makes her very, where last week she was unfaceted. This week she's faceted.
Yeah, there you go, Ma. Look at you. You've been reading books, haven't you?
I know. I just been on the planet for 63 years. That's all.
I love the revealed layers each week, says Chandra, and that's the strength of this show right now. And it's because it's brand new and because it's been so well thought out. They're going to take us on rides, and they're going to lead us to conclusions that they're going to turn on their head the following week because they can right now.
And Nicole and what's that guy's name? There's Bill and Danny, and there's Nicole and
Ted?
Ted. I should have remembered that, Bill and Ted, right?
Yeah. Excellent.
Excellent.
7 years ago. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, I don't think Nicole and Ted can't be so squeaky clean either. They can't be.
No.
Oh my gosh,
No.
their love is so grand and perfect, isn't it?
I mean, it's not because Nicole's out of her freaking mind and Ted wants nothing to do with her. Right? Nicole's the crazy one. No, that's Leslie. I'm sorry.
That's Leslie.
No, Nicole's great. No, what a wonderful, perfect
she's the
marriage.
altogether
What
doctor.
a perfect marriage they have. Because
Aren't they
Bill,
perfect?
I mean, Ted could do no wrong. Ted has never done anything wrong in his life. He's just such an upstanding, good man. He probably is a lot more good. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ted, Ma. Our introduction to Ted, and yeah, sure, we've seen and we watched and he's interacted and we get a sense of who he is. But the main informative of who Ted was before we saw him is crazy Leslie. She's unreliable. You can't trust what she said about Ted, about our connection, about this, an affair, whatever it is. You can't trust it. She could have taken that man's sperm from a clinic, for all we know.
Right. For all we know, she's a surrogate to herself, and she's just got herself a sperm baby, a little,
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why she's using that surrogogate word.
Mm-hmm, maybe.
Just because.
I surrogated my own pregnancy.
Yes.
That's not a real thing, Leslie, says Dr. Nicole. Hello, Liz. Hello.
So
Liz.
Ted's a doctor as well, right? Right there in the same hospital as Nicole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Nicole was the one that had to go. Nicole went upstairs to go talk to Sherry.
Yes.
And be like, hey, don't jump. Let's go talk in my office. Okay.
I really thought, when I was watching it, I said to Grandma, I said, oh my gosh, she's going to pull her to that edge and try to toss her off. I thought Sherry was going to toss Nicole off the top of there.
Now that is a primetime twist, okay? I haven't seen something like that since Empire, when they threw Andre's wife off the bridge. Everybody know that one? Huh? Threw her right off there.
That was a good show.
I mean, it was a good show until it totally fell apart because of Jesse Smollett. But yeah. Del J says that Ted loves Nicole, but it's interesting that he had an affair with Leslie. Or was it a one-night stand? An affair? See, Del J is confused. See, see, why? See, I don't trust Leslie. I think she's lying like flipping mad about this Ted thing.
I think she's lying too. And when Eva finds out that her mom is nothing but nuts, she's going to change her name to Richardson.
There we go, Chandra. Boo Boo Kitty. That's funny because that's the only way that mom ever referred to that character too. On Empire. In Boo Boo Kitty. Because that's what Taraji P. Henson called her in like the pilot. Get out of here, Boo Boo Kitty. And that's the only way you ever... I don't even know the character's name. But yeah, she was Boo Boo Kitty and she got thrown off the bridge.
Yes. Yep.
It was a shock. She went out there to confront somebody and they were arguing and the person just went, whoop. It might have been Andre for all I know.
See ya.
I think it was Andre because she was doing something that he wanted to stop because they're rich and crazy. Anyway, hooking somebody and tossing them, like giving them a German suplex off of the top of... Where were they? Was it the top of the hospital? I want to say it's the top of the hospital.
That was a hospital.
Yes.
She was on the roof of the hospital.
Yeah. Giving her a
and
German
I really
suplex.
thought, and because Sherry got positioned herself over there and was kind of like encouraging Nicole to come closer.
Right. Well, maybe that was her plan.
I thought she was going to hook her arm and try to toss her off the top of there.
Liz Smock agrees. Liz says, I thought Leslie/Sherry was also going to push Nicole off the building too.
Yes, I was kind of disappointed when she didn't.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess because that's a fun and interesting thing that soaps can do this a lot better than like a primetime show.
Hmm.
Do you know the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Ma?
I do.
You've heard of it. You've heard of it.
I
Sarah
I
Michelle
have.
Gellar. It was really popular in the late '90s and early
Well,
2000s.
didn't she want to? She was stopped going on. She went off on my children to be Buffy, didn't she?
I don't know if that's the exact timeline, but she started when she was young. She was like 17 or whatever when the show started. So it's possible.
Yeah,
It's possible she left being Kindle to go be Buffy.
I think so. She did.
Well, good for her if that's the
Yeah,
case.
good for her. She's
But
one of those. One of
but
those.
but in the
Like we
pilot,
were talking about earlier, that Justin Hart.
Justin Hartley,
You
we
know?
talked about it in the other podcast. By the way, we do
Yeah,
3 podcasts. This is the third one. We already talked about Days of Our Lives at
we've
General
been
Hospital.
talking, y'all.
So go
We've
go
been
check
talking
that out.
since 9
We'll see
a.m.
if we can continue with this energy going forward. All right. So Buffy, in the first episode, there was another friend. So anybody
Hmm.
that knows Buffy, that Buffy, Xander, and Willow. That's the trio of friends on Buffy.
Hmm.
And then there was a fourth one in the very first episode,
Mm.
and he was killed by the end of the first episode. But throughout, and he turned into a vampire, they had to slay him, all sorts of different stuff, and it was a big catalyzing moment for the people who weren't Buffy the Vampire Slayer to get involved in slaying vampires. But throughout the whole episode, they treated this person as if he was a main cast member. He was in all of the scenes. He had history. He had character development. We knew what his last name was. Everything that they did for the actual main characters of the show, they also did for this guy. Because the creator of the show wanted the audience to think that this was a guy that's on the show.
Right.
And then, oh my God, he was killed. What? What is the show going to be? What can we expect? It didn't really work the way that he intended it to for 2 reasons. One, the guy was only in 1 episode, and that's hard to achieve in 1/2 hour or hour.
Hmm.
And 2, they didn't have enough money to put that guy in the opening credits for just the pilot. So if they had been
Wow.
able to put that guy in the opening credits, then it really would have sold the idea a lot better. All
Yeah.
of that to say, because soap operas are on 5 days a week, because you can give this actor a month of work for 3 weeks of TV, you
Hmm.
really could send somebody out there in the pilot, somebody like Nicole, treat her
Hmm.
as important, treat her as essential, treat her as somebody that's going to stick around, the center of a family, the moral focus of whatever, the only person that would be able to save somebody from injuries like this, whatever it might be. And then you chuck her off the building? Soaps can do that.
They can.
So maybe they should.
Maybe they should.
Maybe Nicole should be chucked off a building by Leslie. Leslie from another planet.
Oh my gosh, Leslie. Loco Leslie.
Loco Leslie.
Loco
Huh?
Leslie.
Loco Leslie, absolutely.
That's it. That's her.
Loco Leslie posing as Scary Sherry.
Yes. And that's a wrestling reference.
Oh, yes it is. Oh, Sherry Martel. Her career was launched on All My Children.
Yes, it was.
Sarah Michelle
You know
Gellar.
who else was too? Reggie Montgomery.
Yes. Absolutely. He was actually on All My Children for like 3 or 4 years. He was on for a long time.
He was.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. It's interesting because Amanda Seyfried, she's an actress who's been in movies.
Yes.
She was in Mamma Mia and other
Yes.
stuff. She was on she was a day player in All My Children as a teenager. She came in for a day or 2 or whatever, played this little bit part of somebody in Pine Valley in something that Reggie was up to. Summer camp, summer school, this teenage something.
Yeah.
And Amanda Seyfried recently found this picture and was like, oh my God, the memories! And put it up on social media of her and Michael B. Jordan when he's a skinny, scrawny little braid-headed, tiny little 16-year-old kid.
Yes.
And they're just lounging backstage on All
Yeah.
My Children.
Yep.
You're nodding as if you saw it, so that's great.
Well, I know I didn't see it, but I can see it in my mind clearly.
Yeah.
I know what. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just there, smiling. They're both smiling. Just a couple of young actors having a great time working on soaps, and it's cool because she's moved on to doing big Hollywood movies and series, Apple Plus, all that
She
sort of
has.
stuff.
I don't. I think it's on Netflix. She got something new that's coming out week.
Yeah, yeah, and she was in Mean Girls and Mamma Mia, both of them, and she's done a number of things. And then of course,
Yes.
we know Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther and Creed and just his whole
Yes.
Hollywood royalty there. So, oh,
Yes.
God, it's so funny. The first time I saw him, he was in one of the Fantastic Four movies a long time ago. Before he was super, he was getting there, but he wasn't like
Yeah.
"Roar," like we know him
Yeah,
now.
he wasn't like that yet.
No, and I'm like, oh my God, Reggie Montgomery's in this movie. Oh my God, I remember this kid.
I don't remember what the first thing I saw him in, but I was like, Reggie Montgomery. Oh my, I was just so happy for him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Look
for
at
him as a
you.
person. I'm like, my gosh, oh my gosh, your Hollywood dreams are coming true.
They are, and they have,
Isn't
and they
that
continue
wonderful?
to. And it is wonderful. It is wonderful. So congratulations, Michael B. Jordan. If you wanted to come and hang out on ABC soaps like General Hospital, or if you wanted to come hang out Beyond the Gates a little bit, I'm sure they would have you.
I bet
All
they
you
would.
got to do is just pick up the phone. I guarantee that they would find a way for you to be on that soundstage within a day.
Yeah.
I promise.
You
They
know
will
who
fire
else
an
would-
actor. In
You
order
know
to
who
have
will
you
also
on.
be fun for them to just like come in and have a short arc and be gone? Shamar Moore. I would love that.
His SWAT show just ended. I was thinking
Gosh,
about that.
he's
I was thinking
so
about that.
handsome. He is so sexy. My
He is.
gosh,
He
he's
is.
sexy.
We're starting to fall into that trap, though, of thinking of anybody who's African American that's been on a soap opera needs to come to Beyond the Gates. Like that's,
Yeah, and
it's
that's
an
not
easy
necessarily
trap to
true,
fall
is it?
into. It's not necessarily true, nor is it something that we need to demand from every actor who's
course.
African American. Like to belittle their work elsewhere, or to say, "Oh man, they're mistreating you after being on a show for 15 years, 20 years, or something
Mm-hmm.
like that." It's a little not for us to say. If they wanted to make the move, that's totally theirs. But for us to like say, oh man, Tabiana is being totally disserviced on General Hospital, and Beyond the Gates would treat her so much, but we don't know that. We can't say that, and we don't know what she thinks. So
No.
I don't want to fall into that trap. But seeing Shamar Moore or Michael B. Jordan back on soaps, whether it be ABC or Young and the Restless or Beyond the Gates, is something I'm totally open for.
Yeah.
Because that's what Shamar was on, right? He was on Young and the Restless, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can easily see Taj Bello on Beyond the Gates, says Del J. So there you go. There you go.
too.
And yeah, right. And who knows though? He's just he fits right in with like the Andres and the Jacobs and the Tomases and all of that, because these people are exceedingly beautiful. Mm-hmm. And now that we've spent a little more time with Tomas, I think you might be edging Andre out as my number one.
Maybe. He looked kind of good. He was
Yeah,
sexy.
right. Right.
I would say the most unsexy character on the show is Derek.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Even Doug, huh? You're into his gambling ways? You want to shack up with that, huh?
No.
Anyone on the soap opera could be on Beyond the Gates. Exactly, Michelle. And you know who says that the most out of anybody? One Mr. John Lindstrom.
Yeah.
Joey Armstrong, all right? I'm going to strong your arm into using my casino tables. This is the character he should be. I don't know why he's not doing
I'm
that.
strong arm Armstrong.
Strong arm Armstrong. I don't know why he's not doing that, Ma. Like, I would,
I don't know. Why not?
like, is it too cliche? Is it not John Lindstrom enough? Because he has to be, like, intelligent, right? Because John Lindstrom doesn't play dumb characters.
No, he plays crazy good though.
Like there's something behind the eyes. Or nothing. No morals.
Because Ryan was not stupid. He was just crazy.
No, he was a doctor.
He was a doctor.
He was a doctor. Derek had a crazed look after that nightmare. I hope his character develops, says Chandra. So
Yeah, I
what
hope
happened
so.
to Derek? What's with these night terrors?
I don't know. What is
I don't know. There's so many
Derek?
secrets.
No.
Oh, is
The
that
Night
somebody else?
Terrors is Martin, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put Martin down next to Night Terrors.
The Night Terrors is Martin, and Smitty's always waking him up.
That's right. That's right. Oh, another reason you can't be president, Martin. Yeah, and Smitty's also worried that the real Martin's going to show his face at some point. Like, he's getting real nervous sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think the nightmares probably have something to do with the secret.
It has to.
Yeah.
So Martin killed a man in 1992.
You do.
He killed a man in 1992.
And Vernon watched.
And Vernon buried him in the Pine Barrens. And Sonny was watching, going, "Good job, Vernon. I got an idea for something you should do up in Congress." Tomas is too gorgeous for words, says Del J.
He does look pretty good.
He's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. Using the Empire reference, says Chandra, I'm up for actors making drop-in appearances. And that's totally it. Empire did a good job with that.
That's it. That's it. It's right. Yeah. I don't want Shamar Moore to be on there and be a newest character, really. I just want him to
breeze through as Shamar Moore.
Breeze through, looking fine. That's it.
You just want to look at his face on your TV again. Killed a man in 1992. 1992. That is Andre. His parents died in a plane crash. Derek is the firefighter. Martin lost his
Derek
parents.
is the firefighter with the Ashley wife, who is the new nurse that helped the girl have her baby last week.
Even paying attention to this show, I don't remember shit. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. That's Andre. His parents died in the plane crash. Okay. Andre's parents died in the plane crash. Andre. He's the one that's banging Danny.
Yes, he's the man-hope.
Yeah, and then he's also like, "Hey, you're pretty, nurse lady."
Exactly. He's man-hope.
Yeah. He's the Stephanie.
And you know what? Ashley better stay away from him, because her marriage is going to be in the crapper, and I think she'll be nothing but another notch.
Who's Vanessa banging this week?
Vanessa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The realtor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think she was still looking at the bodybuilder dude, wasn't she? Yeah.
She's always looking at somebody.
She was doubling back to the bodybuilder.
Yes. Okay. All right. I figured it out. Okay. All right. I figured it out. What it is that the show was talking about. Derek's a firefighter. Great. Martin did not lose his parents.
No,
because his parents are alive.
His parents are Nicole and Ted.
But Andre did.
Yes. And Andre is the son of Ted's brother, correct?
Yes, because he's related to Ted.
Yes.
I think he's a Hamilton too.
Or a Richardson.
Oh gosh, I don't know. What is it? Bill Hamilton? I don't know anybody's names. Okay, moving on. Before I embarrass myself further. Ashley isn't married to Derek. They're just boyfriend and girlfriend, says Del J. Andre's trying to kiss Ashley.
Not married to Derek?
Not according to Del J.
No.
Andre's trying to.
He's jealous though, isn't he? He's already jealous.
Well, how dare you choose delivering this baby in the elevator over hanging out with me?
So dumb. How come as a firefighter you didn't realize the elevator was jammed up before you found out? Come on now.
You should be number one in elevator knowledge and safety, Mr. Firefighter. Jerk. Andre trying to kiss Ashley.
Complaining the whole time she's been in there, stuck in there.
Andre was trying to kiss Ashley, says Chandra. Glad Shanice wasn't around to see that. Nicole either.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ashley was like, whoa, wait a minute. But you know what? Ashley likes him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna do something, and it's going to break the firefighter's heart
into a billion pieces, and he's not gonna know what to do other than to lash out. I've got to flip tables and make sure that this building burns down. It's like a doctor, Ma. In order to heal, you must know how to harm. So in order to put out a fire, you must know how one starts.
There you go.
You better watch your property. Watch your property. You never know what that Derek's going to do. He's going to give you passcodes. Okay.
It's interesting. How interesting is it that they are a nurse and a firefighter, and all they can afford is a studio apartment?
Maybe they have extreme debt.
Maybe. Did you see that they had like the bed is like in the corner up on a little pedestal, but in the same room?
Maybe they're super frugal. They're like, we don't need space.
Maybe, huh?
We could live in a tiny house if we wanted to, but we choose the studio.
Maybe they're saving their money where they can go buy something and be on the gates.
Just going to live on the country club. Yeah, we got a house over by Hole 8. It's 2 stories. Got a good wall, though, so we don't take golf balls through the windows.
Mm-hmm.
It ends like Newhart. Somebody just gets popped in the head with a golf ball. He wakes up from the previous show. Derek is currently in a romantic relationship with Ashley Morgan, a nurse at Garland Memorial Hospital. He maintains a close friendship with Jacob Hawthorne, who is considered his best friend, says Del J. That read totally like an AI response to stuff, Del J, so I'm wondering if you asked Google and then that was the response, because Google does AI results now, or if you wrote that yourself and it just so happened to sound like an AI result. Curious. Maybe Derek lives at the firehouse and with Ashley.
Maybe.
I mean, firefighters, they got beds and stuff, and then the alarm goes off and they slide down the pole. Did you know that firefighters don't really use the pole anymore? The government decided it wasn't safe.
It's not.
It's sad, Ma. I was depressed when I found out they don't use the pole anymore. They just go down the stairs now.
They just go down the stairs now.
Like those 911 shows that I don't watch must be so boring without the firefighters going down the pole.
Well, maybe
they should still do it on
have...
TV.
Maybe they still do it on TV.
They should still do it on TV. It was a wiki. Ha, Del J. Ha.
You knew it.
I knew it. Let's see. Tomas and Kat. Dueling press conferences was interesting because Vernon's always trying to spin the narrative, as he does. He's a political powerhouse. He has been involved in politics, presuming his whole life, because they were talking about the movements, and I can only assume they mean the civil rights movements.
But of course.
And given the age of Vernon and how long he's been in Congress and all that, I just assume that he has been involved in politics since being a young man.
Right. Right.
So,
and actually, the 60s is perfect timing, actually. He would have been a very young man.
Right. In his 20s or whatever. Going out there and fighting for the future of humanity, really. And winning. So congratulations on that. And then spinning his life and career into whatever it is now, where he's rich and powerful and influential and has the ability to bury secrets for Martin, has the ability to get out there in front of the press and spin these things in a way where they believe him.
Yes. But he has this calming demeanor, though.
He does.
He really does.
It's practice. He knows what to do. He knows how to present himself in front of the public to be trusted, to be that warm, approachable guy that just wouldn't be lying to me right now.
Right.
He's telling me the truth about his family.
He can talk. He talked Danny right off the edge.
His most powerful skill is his ability to talk to people. And it's one that he's worked on forever. It's interesting. It's fun to see the tensions between like Bill and Vernon or Danny and Bill, the whole thing, that whole situation, and the way that it plays through the public lens and how they have to spin it and how they're at war with each other through public perception.
Exactly.
They're not necessarily like Danny's the only person like doing stuff like to anybody. Everybody
she's the
else,
only one that's acting out, acting out.
She's the only one like engaging in activity. Everybody else is just like, oh yeah, that piece of work over there, huh?
Yeah.
You know?
And I thought that the funnest part of this week, the funnest part was Danny turning her mugshot into a modeling session.
A consequence-free life.
Yeah.
If you don't think you're gonna just get out of this in a couple of hours when Daddy shows up, you're not doing all of this.
No, you're not that there. She's acting like Charlie's Angels up there.
No. So I've seen enough mugshots in my life to know when somebody's been arrested because they're a criminal and they're taking their mugshot, or if somebody is trying to turn this into something, or if they're not taking it seriously. So Danny not taking it.
Or if they're scared to death, you can see it in the mugshot too.
So you see people who are like, yeah, I did it. I'm looking tough. You see people who are like, oh my God, I can't believe I did it, right? You also have people like Danny who is like, I'm young. I'm bitching, great hair. The boys I love to stare, right? All of that stuff. And then you get like Donald Trump's mugshot where he's just like, I'm an evil genius.
Yeah.
Like trying to send a message with the picture.
Yes.
Right? So there's various levels of mugshots you can get.
Yes, there is.
And Danny had the I'm getting out of here in half an hour mugshot.
What was so funny? It was so funny. I loved it. And now I'm saying I've been real. that wouldn't have happened. But boy, that person taking her photos was awfully patient, wasn't he?
Oh my God. Yes, he had all the patience in the world. He's like, all right, strike those pace. That's great. Oh, brilliant. All right, make love to the camera, darling. Yes, that's it right there. Click, 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 click. Yeah. We don't do that in jail, not in real
He
jail.
could take Andre's place any day of the week.
Well, I mean, they're just placeholders, aren't they? For the true love of Danny's life.
Oh my gosh.
I love that terrible man.
I know. I love that terrible man. Did she call him wicked or terrible?
Wickedly terrible. I don't know.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. I mean, she said, I love that terrible man. And then after, her photos get leaked onto the internet and stuff and Haley's trying to, oh, hug baby with Bill. And he's busy looking at pictures of Danny.
Oh gosh, it's like the couple is just so toxic it works. They just love to. It's the Alan and Monica, right? Like
That's War of the Roses.
Undeniably loving each other, but good God, are we not going to treat each other right?
Right.
Oh goodness, it's too good.
Yes,
it's too good. Danny makes every crazy thing work for her. I love her, says Del
I love her too.
Yeah, she's a good central character. Like, of the leads that they put together, Michelle Valjean, whatever your name is. Really, like, the quality is apparent in the work. And I know that a lot of this has to do with the sheer amount of time you've had to think about it.
Oh my gosh.
Because this didn't just come out of... NBC didn't say, hey, by the way, or CBS didn't come to you and say, hey, by the way, hey, you got another soap in you? No, this is something you've had on paper for a long time. And it shows. It shows how long you've been working on this to iron it all out and to have it all make sense. And with that, like I say, we got 3 years of great ideas out of every showrunner. I can't imagine she does not have 36 months or whatever the math is of plots, of story, of where this is going next and where it's going to lead. There's no doubt in my mind because she's had enough time to do that.
She has.
So
she has, like we talked about last week. This story's been swimming around in her brain for years. And we're seeing it, especially with how we started the podcast this week. We talked about how layered it is, how we learn a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and we think we know, and then it changes our mind. And it's because it's well structured, it's well thought out, and she knows what to do, and I'm happy with it. I think Bill and Danny have a love-hate relationship, says Liz. I think that's pretty accurate. War of the Roses, hate. Yes.
There's a thin line between love and hate.
I think they have extreme passionate relationship. It's passionately good and it's passionately bad.
But that also means that it's real good between the sheets. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Chandra says, I peeped Bill's tablet, Chandra says. And he searched for Danny's name. That means he wanted to know what was out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, he did. Haley was a conquest.
Yes.
And now she's no longer. She's not forbidden fruit anymore. She was so forbidden fruit at the beginning.
Very much so.
So forbidden fruit.
Ooh.
So
much younger than me.
Right. And I think he probably got off on the fact of, just being right underneath everybody's nose. That made it so much more exciting. The element of almost getting caught all the time.
They came back from water polo and nobody knew.
Yes.
That's no good. It's gross.
Right?
Bill, what's wrong with you?
Now that the conquest is completed, I'm interested no more.
And some people are like that too. They love the chase far more than the destination. People chasing their whole lives up to the point where you're like, you're old and gray. What's wrong with you? Settle down to somebody or don't. Stop this.
Right?
Whatever it is you're doing, stop it.
Now you look because you can get by with that a long time, but especially when you get older, well, you just look like a crazy person.
Now you're just gross. Now you're just being gross.
It's just gross.
Nobody wants your sagginess.
You're old and creepy. What you doing?
Nobody wants that saggy. I wonder what tipped the scale for Bill to divorce Danny. I don't think it was just Haley. I don't know. Was he the one that served the papers, or was it Danny?
No.
I don't know either. I don't know. Maybe she found out and she was just like, "How dare you? I'm gonna let you drown in this tub," and then like gave him some papers.
Yeah, they weren't clear about how they found out, other than it was right underneath their nose.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that Naomi would have figured it out first. Maybe by walking in on him or something.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how Chelsea plays into it as well because they were good friends, right?
No, she was Naomi's best friend.
Dang it. Well, I was almost right. I was in the vicinity. So
Well, you were going to be, you had a
50-50.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Bill will cheat on Haley with Danny. What goes around comes around.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen because Danny was like, I would throw myself at him in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anita's like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? I just have to kill Bill. I got to kill Bill. They made a whole 2 movies out of this. I'm going to do it myself. I got to kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
I'm going to kill Bill. I'm going to grab my katana right now. Liz thinks that Bill...
I get to meet her tomorrow night.
My little second cousin Katana. Bill likes him young, says Liz, and Danny aged out.
Well,
it happens.
I think so.
It happens.
I think so.
Just
and
talk to Leonardo DiCaprio.
And like she always stated too from the very first week, Bill's always been a cheater.
And she don't care.
And she don't care.
I mean, she likes being upset about it, but she's not.
But when it's right underneath her nose and it's embarrassing, then she cares.
We talked about that last week where, whatever happens in your office is what happened in your office. But this Haley thing was like in the guest room, dude.
Yes.
That's not okay with me. Like, it's too close to home.
Right.
Because, Bill, you were out there doing that thing, and then it's not like I didn't know Andre before we got divorced, Bill. So, listen, we just didn't take it home.
Right.
But you took it home. And that's a problem for me for 6 months. And now that you're getting married to this homewrecker, I want you back because I thought you were just going to come back after we stopped arguing about it. I thought we were going to fight. I thought we were going to leave. I thought we were going to see lawyers. And then we were just going to, and then you were going to come home. And that's not what happened.
That is not what happened.
Mm-hmm. I want Danny to get a guy that Bill is jealous of and kick Bill to the curb. Then Bill can become the crazy obsessive one. Because he is the one that's being desired by Haley, by Danny. He doesn't have to do anything on his own. He just has to exist and be like, hey, ladies, it's me, Bill.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that some people find him super attractive. I don't find that. I don't think he's my cup of tea.
It's all right. Not everybody is. Some people are really into this dude.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to Tristan Rogers. Some people think he's the sexiest man on the earth still to this day. And I can tell you, folks, I've even seen pictures of a young Robert Scorpio. He ain't never been all that for me. So everybody has their own tastes, right?
Exactly.
Everybody has their own taste.
Everybody has their own type of theory. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, gosh. But Del J is very popular in the chat. Liz and Michelle agree with the sentiment of Danny finding her own man and Bill becoming the obsessive one. So we'll see how this thing flips on its head later on.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeannie also says I don't, but Andre is hot. With a couple of T's.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Everybody's just letting their opinions known, their opinions fly about how beautiful these people are. We always talk about how handsome the men are, but who's, let's throw the ladies at war with one another.
Who's the most beautiful
Who's
one?
the most beautiful, huh? Because that's what girls like to talk about. Who's the prettiest?
We asked that last week.
Oh,
I said it was Chelsea.
I forgot. I think it's Anita.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I don't pay attention
It's kind of interesting. Maybe I'm seeing this because I want to see it. I don't know. I think Nicole looks a little bit like Anita. And I think Danny looks a little bit like Vernon.
So they did a good job with casting.
I think so.
Yes. The women are gorgeous. Anita Dupree is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
She is rocking that gray hair because you don't usually see the long gray hair really on anybody.
No.
So yeah, kicking
Usually
butt
if
with
you
it.
have long gray hair, And they're trying to going after that Days of Our Lives kind of thing with the crazy granny over there. You're supposed to be wild, like
Gen-
witchy,
Generally
like
speaking,
witchy
yeah,
white.
generally speaking, when your hair goes totally gray white like that, most people that I know cut it shorter. Like
Yeah,
most is I don't know because it's wirier or something than
it's a
non-gray hair.
multitude of reasons.
But more often than not, if you got a gray do, you got an updo. You got a little do, you got a pixie cut, you got a something small.
Hmm.
So to have the long, gorgeous, luxurious gray hair, however much is natural, however much isn't, doesn't matter. It's
I
gorgeous.
bet those.
It's gorgeous.
I bet the wigs that they're using on Anita are like super, super expensive.
Or they're just really good at making the cheap ones look great.
Oh, I think they're super expensive. I betcha.
Uh, or like Tracy has her hair up in braids and twists, but it's still up. It still simulates a shorter hairstyle. It's not down and long. Just generally speaking, I don't see it. Anita Dupree is stunning. Anita is majestic, and then we get into the women are gorgeous. All of the women, especially Anita. Anita's winning out big time when it comes to
No,
to the gorgeousness.
she has a regalness to her.
Yeah.
Really does.
Yeah.
Actually, both of them do. Anita and Vernon have a regalness to them.
Del J, was that also in the Beyond the Gates special that we should have watched? They say that Tamara Tooney specifically wanted Anita to have the gorgeous gray hair.
It is very pretty.
Oh,
And
they had a
it's,
pre-show episode where they showed the wig cabinet. We got to watch this thing.
I know, right?
We got to watch this thing. Yeah, look at that. She said that about that. We got to watch it. We're coming into this podcast completely uninformed. Looking like fools in front of the public. I can't spin this.
Well, you know what though? I think we maybe took that I don't want to know something too far, didn't we?
We should have watched at least the E Entertainment Tonight specials on him. We should have done that. Yes, 10th Floor Podcast. Man. All right. Well, I would apologize, but I'm never sorry for anything. Oh my gosh! All right. Well, what are you excited for next week? Because before we answer that though, let me bring up this quick thing here as we come to the tail end of this podcast hour.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the previously on thing? Because soaps don't usually do that, and this one has a previously on. I like it.
I think it's a good idea.
I like it.
I like it. I think it's a good idea. But I could see them getting rid of it after a few weeks.
As everybody
As we're
comes.
starting to understand and really know the cast.
I agree. I
and
agree
know the
that
stories.
they could do it. I think that would be interesting. I could see them stopping doing it all the time. I think it would be really interesting for them to do it on Mondays.
I agree.
I think that would be, and I think that if that
That's
really
enough.
works out, then I think of the other soaps should follow suit, and that gives an exciting opportunity for structure.
And if you're watching it on CBS, I'm watching it recorded from CBS. So I'm seeing next week on Beyond the Gates.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing that on Paramount, but I'm also like when the credits are rolling, ready to move on to the next one. So I don't know if it plays afterward, but they have the
Right.
previously on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
So it's a part of the broadcast. Like it's not something they
Okay.
tack on for TV. It's a part of the episode that they edit into the episode.
Because Friday they did do, and next week on Beyond the Gates.
I'm sure they will. I mean, I'm sure it's on Paramount. I'm just not paying close enough attention. But I liked the previously on thing. Del J likes it. Chandra likes it. It's such a simple thing that other TV shows do, and can be really, 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 really helpful on soaps, especially if you do it on Monday, and it helps remind the people of what it is you're going to be pushing forward in this week.
Yes.
Because the previously on doesn't have to be previously on GH last week, previously on Days last week. It could be previously on and a flashback to EJ and Sammy in the snowstorm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could be really, really, really
It
valuable.
could be super way back flashback.
If it matters, if it matters to what it is that's going on now. So it would be great. It'd be great. I don't have time during the day to watch soaps live, so it's Hulu and Paramount Plus for me. Same with the vast majority of audiences, Del J. So don't believe your Nielsen ratings.
No, those things don't count anymore. People don't view television like they used to.
So you're doing it right, Del J. What is the big secret? Something 1992. You killed a man in
Yeah.
1992, Marty.
It's gonna have to be juicy, isn't it?
It's gonna. I mean, it would ruin
It's gonna be
presidential
something.
ambitions. So it's got to be the worst thing. It's not you cheated on your exam.
No,
It's something. Because we
it's
had a
something.
whole president who went to Princeton or something. His name was George W. Bush, who was not a scholar. So
Right.
I don't think that that's necessarily
It's
something
got to
that's
be
required.
super, super scandalous because our own government right now is showing us that it doesn't matter what you say.
Well, we're living in upside down times. That's not real. like when it's over, hopefully it's just done and we go back to normal. So I don't want to take the real world, the real landscape of things and apply that to soap operas right now and say, well, everything's forgivable in Congress. I don't. I think that we still need that
Of
drama.
course not. Of course not. And we don't want to. We don't want to. Bring homage to what's happening right now. Soap operas are supposed to be an escape.
Right. So let's escape back to Dynasty times, in which things were a little more predictable. Previous episodes of Beyond the Gates, and this is important, folks, because if you miss it on Paramount, if you miss it on CBS, there is 3 other places to watch Beyond the Gates right here in the United States, which, folks, I'm here to tell you, I'm pretty sure, is the most networks of any of the soaps. They are on CBS.
Yep.
They are on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
They are on Tubi and
Are they?
Pluto TV, which are free
God.
apps. Free apps,
I didn't
free
know
apps.
that. And those are free.
Those are free. You still got to watch the ads. They're also on, and they're also being aired on BET.
Oh, they are? Oh my gosh, they're all over this
It isn't
stinking
day.
place.
It's not like the first place you can see it is CBS.
Right.
And then you can see it on Paramount Plus. 2 weeks later, you can watch it on BET.
Oh wow.
So they're 2
So
weeks
it's like-
behind.
so it's they're in premiere week still.
Yes.
Yes.
So BET's airing it. I don't know exactly when. I think it's at like nighttime or something. They're just giving you lots of opportunities to come and check
Yeah.
the show out.
Yeah, and that takes that whole I gotta pay to see it right out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I you can watch it on your regular digital broadcast over the airwaves. You can watch it because you're a subscriber to Paramount. You can watch it because you already have Tubi or Pluto TV, which is some ways that people get television. And then people who are just like, I really like BET. This is my network. I leave it on. I got BET playing all the time. I'm watching Tyler Perry, now Beyond the Gates. Look at me. Look at that. Look at Remington Hoffman on Zatima. The lead-in. The lead-in for Beyond the Gates. So check it all out, folks. All the soap. Let's see. Jeannie says all the soaps plus soap recap shows. Also watch the Family Farm channel on YouTube. Jeannie is just a media connoisseur. Is
Yes,
what
she
that
is.
boils down to. So that's it. What do you want to happen next week, Ma? What do you want to learn about? Who do you want to see more of? What do you want to learn more about?
Well, I want Eva to start seeing the cracks in her mom's schemes.
I think we're getting there. I think she's warmed up to Ted in his lot a little bit faster than
and
in
she
a
likes
different
these
way.
people.
In a
She
different
likes
way
these
than Leslie
people
wants.
way more.
I think we're going to find out very sooner rather than later that Leslie has pretty much been lying to Eva her whole life about Ted and the family and all of that. And now that Eva's experienced them up close and personal, she's like, oh shoot, my mom's the crazy one.
Yes.
Oh no. Like Carrie, but not like Carrie, but like how Carrie had a crazy mom, but Carrie didn't know she had a crazy mom until she
Yeah.
discovered I got a crazy mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
And
that
she's
Carrie,
she's already like, she kicked her mom out of that, she's over there trying to be
Yeah.
a host. And,
And-
her mom's like, and Eva's like, you better get out of here.
Yeah, to a point too where like Sherry was like, maybe not. and Eva had to be like, hey, get this lady out of here.
Yeah.
Like, Leslie's not going to be happy about that.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, wouldn't it be something if she actually turned on her daughter too?
I don't know why she would do that. But maybe she will because she's nuts.
Because she's nuts. Mm-hmm. Maybe she'll do that because she's going to get so jealous because Eva likes Ted and Nicole. The only family member she hasn't found yet that she don't dig is little Catherine. Cat.
And who knows how that
Because
opinion...
she's naughty.
And who knows how that opinion might change once they find out they're related, if they even really are.
Yeah.
Really like how Eva is developing. However, her dream of Ted accepting her right away is not realistic.
No, of course
Says
not.
Del J. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chandra
That's
said
a fairy
that...
tale in her brain that she's been
Oh,
worried.
yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean
spinning
that,
her.
it doesn't mean that it can't happen, but it's not going to happen right away. Chandra said that she heard a rumor that Ashley is related to Joey.
Oh.
Ashley, I got a gunshot wound here. I got a gambling injury. I need you to come nurse it. That's gonna be my Joey Armstrong.
That's going to be your Joey?
Even though that's not how he does.
He's a
things.
Novak, isn't he, Matt?
He's Joey Novak. It's what he is, right? He had Novaks. That's right. That's right. Nah, I can't do it. Yeah, you can't have like a criminal guy and name him Joey and not have me just be like Joey Armstrong. It's just, yeah, it's too easy.
That's a good criminal name, though, isn't it? Joey Armstrong.
It is. And but like, to be, hi, I'm Joey Armstrong. Like, come on.
No.
Come on. Hi, I'm Joey Armstrong.
I think he's going to be very deadpan.
Right. Which doesn't fit with the name Joey Armstrong. I got to say, that's my only criticism.
He's going to be very straight and very deadpan, and you're not going to be able to read his emotions.
No. He's it's going to be great, honestly. But it's just that it's my only criticism. The name Joey Novak does not fit with the performance that I'm getting from John Lindstrom. So
Joey Armstrong.
Joey Armstrong, whatever. Joey Novak, Joey Armstrong. That's what I need. All right. I would have taken like a Henry. A Henry Armstrong. I would take that. More than a Joey. It's really the Joey. It's too.
It's the Joey.
It's the Joey. It's too youthful, too playful for. I'm Joey Armstrong. You know.
I mean, if you're Joey, more than likely you're gonna grow into Joe or Joseph at some point in your life. Not keep the Joey, right?
Right. Matt can't do his KFC accent anymore, so on GH, so now it's Joey. Oh, Jeannie, I know that you're there for the podcasts, in which it doesn't matter to me. Martin Gray is always going to be the Kentucky Fried Lawyer.
Yeah, he is.
I do want to see Katie a bit more as Danny's best friend.
I'm looking forward to seeing Katie more, too. Yeah. And it's heard... on the tip of my tongue. What is her name on there? Vanessa's the sexy girl.
I'm going to let you figure it out. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to let you get there. I'm not going to help you. We'll see if you remember before the chat says it, huh? Does it start with an A, a B, a C, a D, a E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V? I know the alphabet, by the way. Are you proud? Are you proud of me? I know my alphabet.
I am proud of you. I taught it to you.
You did, huh? You did. You also taught me how to tie my shoes. I remember being very proud of the first time I did it on my own.
Well, that's cool, man.
I remember it. Being like, I did it and I got all excited about myself. Oh my God. I can do no wrong. I know everything. My parents have nothing else to teach me.
When you said that, I had a little 4-year-old Matt in my brain.
Oh, don't cry. Don't cry. I've never heard Joey say his own name. Maybe others call him that behind his back. Scary as he is, I'd call him Mr. Armstrong.
Yeah. Boy, he's gonna mess with little Doug, though, isn't he?
He is. He's gonna take Doug for everything that he's worth and then some.
He's gonna leave Doug in a pile of nothing. And Vanessa's still gonna be busy playing with her own boy toy, and she's not even gonna notice.
Vanessa is Nicole's best friend, and Pamela is Danny's.
There you go. It's Pamela. Pamela. Yes.
It's great. Folks, get out of the gates. They found us.
They found us.
They found us.
We
and
are
they're
not
telling
car
us
carriers.
to leave. We do not belong to this country club. We are not welcome here because we are not rich enough. We're not dramatic enough. And we don't own enough guns.
No.
Or enough wine to be stolen. But that's all right. I took a bottle of champagne.
I know what I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to Haley and Bill walking in the house and finding her drunk ass on the couch.
Unless Anita and Vernon just slip her out just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. We jumped the fence and George found us, says Del J. Oh my God, we need to get out of here. Liz Mock says that Doug is going to wind up being Joey's personal mob doctor. That's probably how it's going to wind up being. Can we pull Danny out of Bill's house before she gets home? Let's do it. All right, folks, we need to go to Bill's house. We need to pull Danny out of there. We need to keep her from her own terrible choices.
Yes, we're going to protect her from herself. Let's go, Danny.
And while we're there, too,
you better listen.
And while we're there, we're going to try to come up with evidence of who it is that they killed in 1992.
Is
Disco nap.
I was like, Danny was hitting that bottle, though, wasn't she? She got herself snockered quick.
I mean, that was some good wine. That was some my 50th anniversary wine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Chandra with the disco naps. Jeannie says, have fun in Tennessee, Kat.
Oh, thank you.
Michelle will see us next Sunday, and same for you all, as we're being escorted back beyond the gates.
They found us out. They're kicking us out.
They're kicking us out now, so we're going to go. In the meantime, though, like the video if you had a great time. Subscribe to the channel if you want to come back next week, or subscribe to the channel if you want to come back next month or next year or at any sort of point, or just because you want to support the channel and you want to help us increase those numbers and get closer and closer and closer to the biggest milestone yet.
We need 1,000 followers, y'all.
And honestly, folks, like I will feel especially like proud of the channel. I don't want to say me or mom or anything specific, but I'll be really proud of the work we've done here on 10th Floor Podcast. If we are able to achieve that 1,000 subscriber milestone, because it legitimizes the YouTube channel in a major way when it comes to the overall mechanics of how it works and the algorithm, and
YouTube will decide we are as cool as we know we are.
Right. I mean, it's not a 5 million, viewer thing or anything, but to get to the 1,000 is great when it comes to YouTube analytics. It really legitimizes the channel in the eyes of the platform that we're on as something that's good and enjoyable and viable. And also at the same time, to achieve that while being soap opera specific, I think is just especially cool.
Our audience is pretty nichey.
Like this is a very niche channel. Like other channels out there, you follow James. James does taste tests, and he does all sorts of different Forgotten Hollywood and interviews and 5 questions with. And there's a lot of great content over on JLJ Media, over in Suds in the Squared Circle, Suds Media. Like he plugs himself into so many different podcasts out there that it's kind of like a constantly running network. Honestly, you can turn it on pretty much any night of the week, and something is being broadcast live on that. And it's diverse. It's soaps. It's wrestling. It's this, that, and the other thing. Like there's a lot going on there. Our channel, soap opera, soap opera, soap opera, soap opera, soap opera. And so to achieve that milestone with being soap specific would just feel real good.
It would. And
it would just feel good.
And you know what would make it feel better? If we could get that done by April 8th. Because April 8th is our anniversary.
That'd be really cool.
That would be 5 complete years. Heading into our 6th season.
Yeah, it'd be real neat. So all that to say is subscribe to the channel if you had a great time, or if you love soap operas or just want to help us out, subscribe. Leave a comment, continue to participate in the chat.
Too.
And that's the thing too. Send the channel out there, link us out in your social media, share this video, say, hey, this was super fun, I had a great time out there. Put it up on your Facebook page, on your X, on your Twitter, on your Blue Sky, whatever it is, your Instagram, whatever it is that you're a part of. Share it around, especially if you had a good time.
Yep.
Share your fun with other people. So
absolutely.
That's it. I know, Jeannie, you absolutely share links, so that's great.
Yes, you do. We love you.
Del J loves gardening channels, and Jeannie watch family farms and that sort of stuff. So if we just started planting crops, then maybe we'd get some more followers.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's it. We're getting out of here. We've been shown the gates. We're getting back into our unmarked vehicles, and we are getting the heck out of here before they call the Washington, D.C. police.
No kidding, man. I don't want to go to Hooskow.
No, but we're going to figure out a way to get beyond the gates again next week. Going to figure out what they changed the code to now that they've changed it since we snuck in.
Maybe we'll blackmail somebody to give it to us.
I'm looking at you, Jacob. You got a partner that's obviously up to no good. And I'm going to make sure that you take the fall for him if you don't let us into the gates next week.
Yep.
That's it, folks.
Oh, George will let us in.
I just have this little thing to just drop off. All right. It's cows, pigs, and goats I watch for. And then moderator Cheryl, really loves panda videos. So there's that out there as well. So Follow that. Anyway, folks, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on X at 10th Floor GH. Go through the whole library of years and years and years of content of the show that are now available on YouTube. Emmys, interviews, and guest stars, and interviews with people who have been on the shows, and all sorts of stuff is available on 10th Floor. So just click around this afternoon, see what else is out there that you might like. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. What's our sign off? Did we come up with a sign off thing? You
Yes.
Oh, don't let the gates hit you on the butt on the way out. I've been Matt.
That's right.
I've been Matt.
And I've been Kat.
We'll catch you next week, 9 a.m. for Days for Dummies, 11 a.m. for 10th Floor Podcast, and right here, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, all for Beyond the Gates. Goodbye.